We reported earlier on a heated interaction that Joe Biden had with a union worker in Detroit yesterday. That worker we now know is named Jerry Wayne. He wanted to challenge Joe Biden on both how he was going to create new union jobs, but also what his real stance was vis-a-vis his right to bear arms, something that's very important to this voter and something that Biden has been a bit of an extremist on. I mean, he said that he was going to put Beto, who famously said, I'm going to confiscate your weapons, I'm going to come door to door and get your guns. When he was asked, are you going to take people's guns? He said, bingo. So he's been really out there in terms of this issue. Biden went on to call this voter a horse's ass.
That's right.
Told him he was full of shit. All of those wonderful things.
Yeah, and the voter had some choice words for him, handled himself very well, in my view, on Fox and Friends this morning. Let's take a listen to that.
Were you surprised, Jerry, that you asked a civil question and Joe Biden just went off the deep end on you?
Yeah, I thought I was pretty articulate and respectful. I didn't try to raise any feathers, and he kind of just went off the deep end. I saw that he was digging a hole, and I just kind of let him talk for a while to dig the hole.
Are you the new Joe the plumber? It's Jerry the construction guy?
You know what? I didn't choose this attire by accident. This is what I was wearing yesterday, not the exact clothes. But I'm a working guy. And if the rest of America wants to get behind me, that's it. I'm the working guy, and I represent the working guy. I didn't do this for the intention to do this. I did this just because I had a question that needed to be answered. And I think the rest of America wants that question to be answered as well. They want many questions to be answered.
I love the way that Jerry handled himself there. And, later on in that interview, I'm not sure if it's in the clip, where he says that they asked him, they're like, who did you vote? He didn't vote for Trump in 2016. He said, who would you vote for? He said, that's my right as a U.S. citizen. I'm going to keep it to myself. And I love that he very respectfully, he had the question there. He had it ready. He didn't even know. And then Biden just loses it on him. And you know what? This is another great cultural chauvinism moment, which is that he's like, I'm a working man. I want more money. And we want more work. But, I like to right bear arms. Many of us do. And I don't like somebody who's going to mess with that. And this goes to what we talked about in my radar today, which is you can't condescend and look down on people. And he didn't even know it. He was like AR-14s with 100 rounds. It's like, what are you?
So embarrassing.
He's never even handled one in his entire life, obviously.
So embarrassing. And such a caricature. It's fits so well too into the Republican caricature of the left of
it's true.
They want to take your guns. They don't even know what they are. They don't know what they're talking about. AR-14. I mean, it's just so.
It's embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. But what's even maybe more embarrassing is the number of takes I saw from very smart people who are getting paid lots of money to do this for a living that were like, that was Joe Biden's best moment on the trail yet. Literally, I'm like, what is wrong with you? These are the people that you're telling us that Joe Biden can uniquely appeal to, that he's, uniquely going to be able to bring him back in the fold. And he gets in over a very reasonable question, gets in some yelling meltdown moment, and the level of just contempt for this voter's sincerely held position, and whether you think he's right or not. This is, and here's part of what Democrats do not understand too, is that so much of politics is culture. And for a lot of voters, I bet you if you ask that guy about background checks or things like that, he'd probably say he'd be all for it. I mean, 100%. In another part of the interview, he talked about what he wants to see is people being educated to respect
safety.
Firearms, right? This is my father, right? Same thing. If you ask him about background checks, responsible ownership, he is all the way in. But if you look down on the lifestyle and basically say, no, I'm an extremist on this issue and this is central to what I'm doing, no, they're not going to be with you.
Well, and why should they be? Because Joe Biden already gave the game away. I want to take your guns. I want to take them all. I think they should all be illegal. He's an absolute extremist whenever it comes to gun policy. And then that's the thing is you look at that voter. I mean, he was a very respectful. He just wanted a simple answer to a simple question. And Biden says, I'm going to horse his ass, slap you in the face, all that. It is just pure condescension. And everybody who has a cultural issue that might be a little bit outstep with the Biden campaign, but say, maybe I can reconcile myself, they look at that and they know exactly what he thinks about you and what his administration and the people who work for him are going to think about you.
Well, and we've dug into the numbers on Bernie Sanders and why he did so well in rural Vermont.
There's a
He was
reason.
a moderate on guns. I mean,
Yes.
that was part of why he was able to bridge what has become a massive gulf in terms of a cultural divide between the Democratic Party and a lot of working class people.
There you go. It's not that hard.
There you go. All right, we're going to have more for you after this.